How's it going, everybody? Fix It French back with another video, how to fix low pressure water in the sink of your kitchen or your bathroom. Let's get into it. Alright, let's go over a few things we're going to need. We're going to need a bowl to catch the water that comes out of the hoses, a wash rag, just any rag, just to clean up the area and then dry it off, a wrench. Mine's a 17 millimeter. That's the only size I'll actually use for this whole thing, and a flashlight just to help see down there. So let's do it. So we know the hot water has low pressure, but you don't only want to check the hot water, you also want to check the cold water and see if it has low pressure. If one has low pressure and the other doesn't, or if they both have low pressure, it can help you find out what the actual problem is. So now that we know only one side is low pressure, the hot water, it's going to help when I get under the sink to determine what hose I'm going to take off. If cold water and hot water happen to be low pressure, a common problem is there's just debris, maybe from the pipes or what just came up from the water, some rocks or sand, got into your aerator. And so what you want to do is just take that off, take these out, and usually you can see it. They're usually pretty good size. If not, just take it out, hit it on the countertop, hit it on something, and see if anything comes out. This time nothing came out. What you want to do is just put this back together and put it on. But if both sides are low pressure, that's a huge common problem. You might try that and see if anything comes out and see if it helps your low pressure. Alright, so I already know the problem's not in my aerator. My problem's actually in the hot water hose under the sink. So we're going to be going down there and we're going to look at these hoses. We have a hot water on the left side and we have a cold water on the right side. And each one of these hoses underneath, you can see, has a turnoff valve. The hot water has one, and also the cold water. We're going to be working with the hot water hose, so what we want to do is turn the valve. Good. And we're going to get our bucket, put it underneath right by the hose. So now that we have the water turned off and we got our bucket for the water, we're going to get our 17 millimeter wrench and we're just going to start loosening up this hose. As we loosen it up, one thing you don't want to happen is the hose to turn as you loosen it up. Just make sure it stays straight, and also a little bit of water is going to come out, so just be ready to put it in the bucket. It won't be a lot of water, so don't worry about it. The bucket will actually be used for something we're going to do in just a second. What happens a lot of times is little debris will get inside this hose before it ever gets to the aerator. As we checked earlier. So what we're going to do is try and reverse this and make water pressure come out of the bottom of it, as we're doing now. We do this by turning on the cold water, and the cold water is actually pressing water out, and we're going to see if anything comes out. And I can already see, looking into the bucket, a couple things have already popped out. So after doing this a couple times, you can see there definitely was some debris inside that hose. There's a pretty big piece right there. So we're going to put this back together, and hopefully that'll fix the low pressure. Now when screwing this back on, what you want to do is hand tighten it, and you want it to actually screw on really easy. You want it to turn with ease. Often people will put these things on and they'll put it on a little crooked, and it'll be hard to turn. That's because you're actually stripping the threading. You don't want to do that. When you put this on, you want to make sure it turns real nice and smooth, and that'll just keep the seal really nice. And when you actually get your wrench to tighten it down, don't tighten it too tight that it actually turns the hose. So what I'm doing is grabbing the hose and just tighten it down pretty snug. Now we're going to get our bucket out of the way. We're going to turn the valve over so that water pressure is coming back up the hose, and then we're going to get our rag and we're just going to dry everything off, and we're going to clean up the area a little bit. This is also going to help so that we can know if there's any leaks, if water's actually coming out anywhere that we took that hose off. And it came off right here, so we're going to see in just a second after it's completely dry if there's any water coming out. And feels dry. Looks good. So, moment of truth. Let's find out if it worked. Here's the before. And here's the after. And would you look at that? That water pressure is like 10 times better. And look at that steam. You can already see how hot it was getting. Before, it would take so long to get hot. This is actually really good. It only took a couple seconds to get hot, and that water pressure is great. Everybody, Clipper and I just want to thank you for watching the video. If this video helped you at all or you liked it, please consider subscribing, like, share, comment, and just let me know if there's anything else you want me to do. I did this video because several people have actually come up to me in the past few weeks talking about their problems with their sink. So if you have any questions or anything you want to know, just hit me up in the comments down below. Thanks guys. See you guys in the next video.